Hi, my name is Lisa and welcome to my brand new channel. On here, I'll be posting videos covering a variety of topics under the general adulting umbrella, particularly in regards to money. My friends often ask me questions about these topics, and I wanted to be able to teach them what I know in an easily digestible format, and hopefully this information can help others as well. In this video, I'll be discussing the unconventional methods that I use to budget and save money. So stay tuned if that's something you're interested in. So here's the thing, I have never been able to bring myself to actually make a true budget, one where each category has a specific amount that I can spend in that category and I actually stick to it. Because each month for me is completely different, so the amount that I spend in each category is constantly shifting. For example, I like to pay large expenses in full upfront, and you should too. And it's kind of difficult to plan a budget based on monthly income when I'm paying our full car insurance for the year during that month. I also think that this style of budgeting can lead to focusing too much on the monthly payment rather than the full amount. Trying to take all of that into account is definitely possible, but honestly, it's way too much work for me and I prefer a little bit looser approach. The very first and most important ingredient of this is that mindset is everything, and that mindset is you are broke. No matter how much money you have in your account, it could be $100, it could be $100,000. You are broke. For everything you purchase, price and value are always on your mind. You're constantly staying vigilant of ways to save money. You don't look at something and think, I have the money in my account to buy that. You think about whether or not it's a reasonable thing to buy and whether or not the price makes sense. You need to convince yourself that you're broke and spend money accordingly. You are a dragon in a cave hoarding your gold. One key to the broke mindset is setting an artificial zero in your account balance. When I was 18 and working at CVS, my artificial zero was $500. This means that if I had $501, I looked at it as though I had $1. As you save more, continuously increase your artificial zero. I did it in $500 increments and then eventually $1,000 increments. This method works best if you do all of this in your checking account or if you have a savings account with the same bank, so that way you can transfer over money easily if necessary. Now, it might be hard to do this while seeing that balance in your account. Even if you have a separate savings account with the same bank, you might be tempted to include that money in your mental account balance. This is why I recommend getting a separate high-yield savings account at a different bank than the one that you have your checking at. High-yield savings accounts are generally offered by online-only banks, which have significantly less overhead than brick-and-mortar banks, which means they can pay you significantly more interest. I personally like Discover, but there are many banks that have great high-yield savings accounts, and we'll cover that in a future video. Once you open your high-yield savings account, then you can move up to level 2 of broke mindset banking. Now, instead of having an artificial zero, you're gonna wanna set an amount that's gonna sit in your checking account that should cover your monthly expenses, and just transfer over any excess at the end of the month or when it hits a certain point, say $500 over your set amount. As you do this, completely ignore the balance in your savings account and pretend it just doesn't exist. Using your artificial zero is a great way to build up this balance before you open a high-yield savings account and transition over to this method. To do this, you have to figure out the amount that you need in your checking by adding up all your monthly expenses. Things like rent, utilities, your mortgage, car payments, phone bill, anything that you pay for every month. For something like electricity, where it's quite variable, I would use the average of the highest use months of the year. You can get as specific as you want with this. You could calculate your average monthly grocery spending, your gas costs, anything like that, and add it to this amount. But if you want to go the easy route, you could take this number and add around $500 to it, which should be around enough to cover groceries and things like that for one person. In addition to transferring excess money throughout the month, anything that you have left over at the end of the month over that total amount should be transferred to savings. Just to demonstrate, I use this method currently and have my checking amount set to $2,000, which is generally enough to cover my monthly expenses. And then at month end, anything above that goes straight into my savings account at Discover or into one of my investment accounts. If for some reason you have an unexpected expense that month that exceeds this amount, then you can pull that money back out of your savings account. Because of the lag that can happen when transferring money from a different bank like this, I'd highly recommend using a credit card for these purchases and then paying it off in full at the end of the month. This way, if you need to transfer money over, you can make that necessary purchase without worrying that your account will overdraft. Credit cards are fantastic for a variety of reasons, as long as they're used responsibly. As long as they're used responsibly. What the Why? As long as they're used responsibility. Oh my god. I did it again. Credit cards are fantastic for a variety of reasons, as long as they're used responsibly. And we'll be covering everything about credit cards in a future video. So make sure to subscribe. However, if you find yourself doing this multiple months in a row, it means you probably should increase your checking account balance. You will eventually get to a place where you'll only need to withdraw savings if you know that you're gonna make a large, unusual purchase. Another big tip I have for the broke mindset is to gradually move all your bill due dates to one date, preferably at the beginning of the month. I know this sounds kind of crazy, but trust me, it really helps. Make sure though that you're a level 2 and have built up your set monthly checking balance before attempting this. Some bill due dates can be moved, of course, but the more you can move, the better. This will give you a much clearer picture of how much money you have to spend for the rest of the month and also help deter overspending in the first half of the month. I personally have all my bill due dates and credit card due dates set to the first, except for my utilities and car payment. It's a big ouch whenever I see all that money get taken out, but it does keep me fully in that broke mindset until my next paycheck comes in. Another crucial habit to get into is checking your account balance every single day. If you have multiple accounts and credit cards, I would recommend an app that aggregates all this information like Mint or Personal Capital, but leave your separate savings account off of it so it doesn't count that in your balance. So what if you want to make a large purchase, like for example, a new computer? In this case, you're gonna wanna remember the artificial zero method and use it in your savings account. Set a zero that you feel comfortable with and then only purchase that item once you've built your excess savings to the purchase price of that item. I know that all of this kind of sounds like a lot of work, but once you have all the steps down, you don't really have to think about it that much. Unless your situation changes drastically, all you really have to do is stay on top of your savings transfers. With a traditional budget, you not only have to do all the initial analysis, but you have to track each category, and then if you go over in one category, you have to take from another, and blah, 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 blah. That's all just way too unsustainable for me because I'm lazy. This method will help train your mind to think broke and will help you save super fast. I hope that this information was useful and makes your financial journey just a little bit less stressful. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you want to see more videos about personal finance. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Umbrella, particularly that was going so good. But leave your separate savings account off of it so it doesn't. For example, I like to
forget my line.
every time. I hope you all stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next. This is like the easiest line ever. Why can't I say this?
Cut!
Was that good?
Scene! It's done!
Yay!
Congrats, circus!